A multitude of decisions have got you to this point today. You decided what school you want to go to. You decided what subjects to choose. You decided what university, college, or course you want to take. You decided what field to work in. You decided where to live, who to be with, and what to do in your free time. Every day we have many decisions to make, but some of them are life-altering. While deciding what song to listen to on Spotify right now won't change your life in 10 years, choosing your partner or your career definitely will. So today let's look at the science of choices. We'll take a deep dive into how decisions are made and how to improve them. At the end you'll see that there's a cheat code to succeed at these things and make better decisions, and we'll see how this connects with God's Word, the Bible. This video could change your life forever. Your choices could lead to danger, to poverty, to depression, to sadness, and ultimately death. Or they could lead you to a hope, to peace, and to a life lived in fulfillment. So let's start right away. If you're new here, I'm Chris. This channel is for young people confused in their teens and 20s and who want purpose in life. And it's not I that give the purpose, it's God who gives the purpose. I'm a mediator of this purpose. Here I provide value for you so you can become a better follower of Christ and grow in love, peace, and righteousness. And here we learn how to follow Jesus and to be more like him. So let's get started. Today we're going to talk about 5 things. First of all, what are decisions? Second, why are they important? Third, how can you make better decisions? Fourth, what does the Bible say about decision making? And last but not least, the magic formula for decision making. So what are decisions? Google says a conclusion or resolution reached after consideration. Now that's just fancy for an action or belief that you form after you've weighed up the options. But let's be detectives and find out what this really means and what our brain is doing while we make decisions. Our brain collects information from what we see, hear, or feel. Different parts, like the frontal lobe for planning and the parietal lobe for visual information, work together. That's step 1, so we gather the clues. So let's understand what this means and look at detective mode, Sherlock, dive into what's happening in the brain. Every day we're looking for clues. We're looking for information that we see, hear, and feel. Different parts of our brain, like the frontal lobe at the front and the parietal lobe for visual info, which is just at the back here, they work together and they determine and find these clues. And when enough clues add up, our brain makes a decision. And if that decision is bad, then the so-called orbitofrontal cortex helps us rethink and adjust. So what influences our decisions? Well, one obvious thing is emotions. Have you ever felt so happy that you wanted to share something with your friend, like a sweet or chocolate? Or have you ever felt so scared that you didn't want to move? Well, all of these are emotions. These are decisions being impacted by your brain via emotions. Fear or happiness. But there's also negative ones. Once you've touched a hot pan or you've burnt yourself, you have lasting memories, negative emotions that help you improve your decision making. Then there's logic versus emotions. The best decision making is when you use your logical part of your brain and you balance the facts and then you reach a conclusion. That is only done if you avoid the biases of this world and your ego and power dynamics that try to influence your decisions. Third point, stress. Stress can negatively impact your decision making. It can make you less responsive for information. You're in this channel, and this channel is survival. Stress is when there is an animal about to attack you and you want to flee from this animal. Then your brain goes into survival mode. And stress is when that happens even though there's no animal attacking you. In this day and age it's very prevalent that it impacts your decision making. In summary, one could say many struggle with decision making for different reasons. Some just lack clarity, some are stressed, some are very emotional, and all of these can influence decisions for the better or the worse. So in the end of the day, we need to be a good Sherlock and find good clues that help us make rational, good decisions. All right, we're on to point 2, and that is the importance of decisions. I think it's clear because when we make a decision like who we choose to be married to, then we decide for life. There's a lifelong commitment. It's a decision to say yes to somebody that you love and that you care and that you want to protect and be with your entire life. And if you believe in God and you have been baptized, that is an active confession of your faith. You say, yes, I want to be in God's team. I want to follow Jesus. And that's also something you do for life. The same thing with your job. Not that you have to do it all your life, but you decide what direction you go into, what you want to do more, what you want to do for life. So all of these are important decisions. They can't just be decided when you're fully stressed or when you're emotional, when you can't make good decisions because you don't have enough clues that add up. There's a good verse in this Proverbs 22 verse 3 where it says, "The prudent see danger and take refuge, but the simple keep going and pay the penalty." You see, this is the difference between good decisions and those who don't make good decisions. We'll start with the weighted average decision matrix. So the weighted average decision matrix is an objective way of making good decisions. And so what I did for the weighting for this decision matrix is just on a scale of 1 to 10. So 10 is the best and 1 is the worst. So how expensive it is. So this is a 3 because it was quite expensive. Over here is a 9 because it's very price-worthy. And then these are the benefits that I rated, and the space on the scale and the interaction. And then what you do to get these numbers in brackets, this is the calculated weight. So you multiply 3 with 3 times 30%, so you get that weight of 0.9. Then 7 times 4 is 28, but it's 40%, so that means it's 2.8. And so you go on and on. And then this is how I did it. So I just moved 1 comma with the multiplication, and then you get your total, your winner. And this was our winner. This is then where we decided to have our wedding venue. And you can use these for more important decisions as well, whatever you want. But this is something that research has shown can help you make good decisions for important things. You're adding up all the clues, and then you're adding your solutions, and you're making a controlled, unbiased decision. And so if you come this far, let me know in the comments, what is your biggest decision that you're struggling with right now? All right, now we've looked at an example how we can apply this. We've looked at how to use the average weighted decision matrix. Now let's look at the biblical inspiration, and let's look at the Bible, because this is where we get our source of wisdom, and this is where God has hidden gems for us. So let's start with Proverbs 3 verse 5 to 6, and you probably know this already. It says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight." So in all of this, our decisions need to be God-based. If we trust God, this will influence our decisions for the better. Then the next point is seeking wisdom. And again, in James 1 verse 5, it says, "If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault." If we ask God for wisdom in making better decisions, he will give us this help. So we have to pray for it and just ask him, and he will help us on this journey. Then good plans are also a result of good decisions, and good decisions require good planning. And Proverbs 15:22 says, "Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors they succeed." When we ask people for help, they help us make decisions. But we need to ask the right people. God's counseling can help us on the way to life, to the big decisions. And at the same time, we need to weigh things up. We looked at that in the definition of what a decision is. We need to discern truth from lies. We need to find what really matters and how we can make good decisions by finding the right clues. And we need peace, and this peace is promised in Colossians 3 verse 15, which says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body you were called to peace, and be thankful." The peace of Christ can be a guidance in helping us make good decisions. When we feel at peace after making a decision, this means that it's a decision from God, and we've prayed about it, and we've come to the conclusion, and we've looked at the clues, and we've said, hey, this is where we want to go. God will be with us, He will help us, and I'm at peace with that. So now we've gone all through all these things. The magic formula. I promised you you'd get the magic formula. Here it is. This is the cheat code to making better decisions. And because it's so good, I need to write this down. So, step 1 in our ingredients to the cheat code, cheat formula, is prayer. We need to make prayer essential, and it needs to be there from the beginning, including God in every step, every decision we make in life. Okay, so that's prayer. Next is research. We need to do our homework. We can't just say, hey, God, guide me in my decision, and then just lean back and be like, yeah, come on, do your work. No, we need to do the research like a detective needs to find clues. We need to find the clues and do our work. The next one is commitment. With all this, we need to commit to the Lord everything we do. And as a result, we will make good decisions. And now all of this is based on verses from the Bible. James 1 verse 5. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 21, where it says, test all things. That means putting in research, putting in the effort, and keep what is good. And Proverbs 16 verse 3 says, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. So all of these are biblically rooted, and as an effect, you will make good decisions. For me, my biggest decision, I've made 2 huge ones. One of them is marrying the person I get to call my wife, and this is wonderful. But I'll go into baptism because maybe you have not decided you want to follow God. But I put it into prayer. For months and years, I was looking at the Bible, studying it, and then I decided, okay, it's time to make this public commitment of my faith to my brothers and sisters. And yes, I want to be in the kingdom. So I put it in prayer. Prayer 1, I did my research. I looked at the Bible. I studied if what people were saying was true. And then I decided, okay, I want to commit, and you decide that you want to commit with God, and then you make the good decision of getting baptized. And I don't regret it, not one day. I struggle, I make mistakes, but I don't regret that decision. So thank you for coming on this journey with me to making better decisions with God as our guide to shape these decisions. Remember, every decision you make is a step on a journey. Choose wisely and let God be your guide. So thanks so much for watching this video and coming this far and supporting me. If you want to like this video, subscribe, that would be great. Another important area in life where you make a huge decision is your work. And I've made a video on it, and you can watch it here. It's all about finding the right workplace and maybe a few jobs that you want to avoid. So stay blessed. Every choice you make today affects your tomorrow. You can decide life or you can decide death. So make a wise decision. God bless and see you soon.